In my first ever video on this channel, I uploaded a video talking about my first game jam, where I made a game I titled Dark Mode, Light Mode. Or Light Mode, Dark Mode, doesn't matter. Anyway, that game was made in an engine called ClickTeam. It's a visual scripting based 2D engine, and it's kind of limited. It's a good engine, it's a really good engine to start off learning game development, however it has a ton of limitations and other things that it just can't do. Over the past couple months, I've been learning Unity, however, and I can say that I'm pretty confident using the engine to make something now. I have decided to take that game and port it to Unity. This means I'll be using Unity 2D for this, so I'll have access to like rigid body components and box colliders that ClickTeam doesn't really have. All ClickTeam's collisions are pretty much completely pixel based. They're all pixel perfect, which means it's harder to get collisions to feel smooth. It's either a collider is the exact size of the image or it's to the pixel, which is not exactly good for games. Unity, however, has a system called box colliders where it has these colliders that you can slide and stuff to perfectly match what you want on your character, and it's just a lot easier to use than setting up collisions in ClickTeam. You can see where ClickTeam really falls behind Unity in these two clips, where you can kind of see the cube clipping into the platform a little bit, and it doesn't look as realistic or smooth as the Unity physics do. In ClickTeam, if I wanted to make a platformer, usually there's two ways you can do this. One is to use the platformer movement, which is a built-in physics-based movement in ClickTeam. However, it's not that good, in all honesty. It's not really that good. The second way to do this is to use the platform movement object. This is a plugin that you can use for platformers, and I believe this is the more popular way to do this in ClickTeam. It allows you to map controls more easily, and it is so much more customizable than the physics object. And honestly, the collisions I'd say are better. They are, once again, it's all pixel perfect, however, it's a lot easier to use. Unity has a system called rigid body, which is like a super realistic physics system that's super nice to use, and I'm honestly surprised that Unity has all this stuff for it being completely free. So it's super fun to mess around with all of the physics in Unity. There's one bug in my game that is completely unfixable, at least with my experience. Basically, in my game, you have to switch between the light mode and the dark mode of the game in order to make certain platforms appear or disappear. You could get your character stuck in a platform, and this isn't really too big of an issue. However, it's really annoying. If you jump, it'll just spam the jump sound effect, and it just sounds annoying, and it honestly does not feel polished. So what I ended up doing was not allowing the user to switch modes while they're overlapping an object. However, this makes the game feel unresponsive. I think something I could have done that would have been smarter is to maybe have an outline of where blocks are supposed to be so the user knows what they're trying to land on, or just so it doesn't feel unresponsive. However, I didn't end up doing this, which the game just feels unresponsive because of this, which is not exactly good. Unity's rigid body system, on the other hand, makes fixing this so much easier, because if you have two objects that are overlapping each other that have colliders and rigid bodies, they will try to push themselves out of the way. They'll try to separate themselves, which is exactly what happens in my game. Instead of stopping the user from switching modes while on top of an object, I can just let the user do whatever they want, because what happens is as soon as the modes are switched and a new platform comes into view, the player will just snap to either the top or the bottom of the platform automatically, just based on how far they are through the platform, which is so much nicer, and I don't need to put in extra programming or whatever to make this work. It just works because Unity's physics system is really nice. One place I thought its physics system would benefit a lot in this scenario would be moving platforms. I had a lot of trouble getting this to work though, because I did watch a few tutorials on how to do this because I was lost and nothing worked. The player would just kind of bounce on the platform. In Unity, even though it has an amazing physics system, it's still not like real life. So even if I have the player sitting on the platform as it's moving horizontally, it won't move with the platform. What I have to do is I had to create a collider underneath the player that would detect if it's on a moving platform, and if it detects it's on a moving platform, the player will become a child of the moving platform and it will all work. This is kind of a short video, but I kind of wanted to put an update out. I've had school and stuff which has gotten in the way, and I'm a huge procrastinator, so it takes a while for me to put stuff like this out, because on top of the game I have to do the videos and stuff, so it might be a while, but hopefully I'll have another video out sometime in the coming month about the release of this new version of light mode, dark mode, which I'm probably going to just switch that name over to dark theme overall. I think I'm going to change the name to dark theme or something else. Maybe someone has a better suggestion to that, because light mode, dark mode is kind of annoying to say. I also have another plan for the game which I won't talk about now, and I'll wait until the next video to talk about it. But as for now, I think I want to have, right now there's only 9 levels just like the original game. However, the physics is so much nicer, and it's in Unity, which I am learning, and I'm glad I'm working in Unity because now I get to continue working here. I will upload the game on itch when I think it's ready, but I want to have a lot more levels than just 9. 9, that's game jam level. That's how I released it in the 1 week I made the game originally. So I want to have a ton of more levels, maybe even have like a world select type of thing. I also want to take the original concept of my game and make it something a lot bigger. I have this concept, it's going to be a Celeste style platformer, but with the concept of my game where you have to switch the different modes to reveal other platforms. I have like this art style in my head and the music theme in my head a little bit. However, I don't know how to do the art and the music. So hopefully at some point I'll learn some of that stuff, because that's something I hope to do. I hope to be able to make art and music on top of my programming and game design, which is very ambitious, but I really think that I'll be able to do it. So that is my plans. This was kind of a shorter video, but I'll hopefully have something out in the coming months about this other project. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.